Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So lately I've been fixing quite a few toilets. It's that time of year where people start having problems with toilets, and in this particular one it's a freestanding toilet. It's not a concealed one. However, we are replacing what's called as the ball valve, or the ball cock as we would say in Yorkshire, and it's not been working for a while, so we're going to replace it with a replacement valve now, which is one of the newer ones out that you'd find in a newer toilet. So check out this video. Again, we're doing it on site, on the job. This isn't a professional studio. I am doing these jobs for a living for people, and this is how I do it basically. And we'll be sorting this toilet, so I hope this video will help somebody. Like I say, I'm a real person on a real job now, so once again I am holding the camera and trying to do a job, so it might be a little bit shaky in places. So enjoy the video and don't forget to like and subscribe. So here we have the toilet. As you can see, there's a sign on it. He's just moved into this property, so he can't use the toilet downstairs. And so we'll remove cover off the top of the cistern here. There you see the ball cock. Apparently it was just filling up all the time, and obviously that would indicate that there's something wrong, but it's been repaired a few times as well, so it's probably best to change it. Yeah, I could spend a lot of time messing about and it probably still won't work. So what we need to do is get down here and make sure it's turned off, which it is. It's one of those plastic push fit knob turn off, shut off valves. And this is the siphon for flushing it. You can replace these for one with a newish valve, but we're not going to do that today. So we're going to replace it with this flomaster. This is more modern. It's adjustable. Also has a brass connection thread at the bottom there. These are better than the plastic ones, as the threads don't strip when you're trying to put them, reconnect them to the mains. Fairly standard. They're about £10 or £15 to buy new, which should just slot into place inside the cistern. First thing you need to do is, once you turn the water off, is try to get something on the connector. We're using an adjustable spanner, as my standard spanner doesn't fit. Got a bowl ready to catch some water, but I don't think it's going to work because there's not a lot of room. What we'll do is loosen it off now. Again, I'm using one hand and trying to hold the camera. There's not a lot of room at the side of the toilet here, so what I'm going to do is loosen it off here, and then I'm going to get my fingers in to undo the rest of it. There should be some water coming out soon. It'll be just what's in the pipe. So there we go, I've got it off there. Put the camera down for a second. I actually found a pint glass. So what we need to do next is remove the nut that's holding the actual ball cock in place inside, again using an adjustable spanner on this. Just going to loosen it first, then we'll get the fingers in there. You can see some water dripping out already. So what I'm going to do is put the pint glass there for now, try and catch some of the drips. What I'll do is move this glass up to the top, hold it in place like that. This may take a while, so this will drain the cistern of the water. Okay, I'm now using my fingers to undo the nut that's holding this in place. I've drained most of the water off, so there should just be a little bit that comes out, if anything. You can see I'm using my fingers to take the nut off. It should just wind off now. It's a bit like being an I'm a Celebrity trying to wind the stars off. Only thing, you're not getting critters thrown at you all the time. Once you've got the nut off, it should just lift out of place like that. Simple as that. Put it to one side, put it in the bowl so any water drips out into the bowl. clear any debris. There's a screw in there by the looks of it. So the next thing we need to do is get the new valve that's going in and start setting it up. So this is what's going in, and now if I just put it in straight away, it doesn't fit because it needs to come up and above the siphon. So what you need to do is adjust it. There's a grey clip that goes in the collar there. I've removed it, and then there's some little markings on the side there which tell you how much depth to put on it, and you can adjust this up and down. Once you find the right height, you can basically put the clip back into place and set it up. But what we'll be doing with this is just offering it in each time. And there you see I've put the clip back in place now. I've found the right height for it. So what that will do, it will go inside the cistern and it'll come just above the siphon there now, and it'll have plenty of clearance. This particular type, that floats the grey bit in the little reservoir on the side of it there. So underneath here you just need to put the washer on. It's like a rubbery plastic washer that comes with it, and then you need to put the nut on, and again using your fingers you'll be able to put it on. Now this is a brass nut, so you don't need to worry too much about plastic on it stripping the thread, because it's a brass one, and it does have little lugs on the side of this one, so you can use your fingers to get it pretty tight on there. Then you just need to use a spanner to tighten it up as much as possible. And you need to make sure it doesn't move in the cistern, so you may need to put your hand on the inside of the cistern at the same time. So I may need to put the camera down to do this. It's a bit fiddly trying to get it, but you get the gist, don't you? I mean, trying to do this with one hand is not easy and hold the camera at the same time. Again, there's not a lot of room inside at the side of this toilet. So we've put the old fitting back on. Now I'm going to try this and see what happens. If I need to replace it, I'll be putting a flexi pipe on and an isolator, but sometimes when you remove these plastic ones, they don't always work, and especially plastic onto a brass fitting like that, it may strip the threads on the plastic bits, especially when they've been on a while and the seals might not be right inside. So we'll try this first and see what happens. So it didn't work, it did leak straight away, so I've replaced it with a pipe, not a pipe, an isolator and a flexi coupler. I've cut the pipe off a bit lower down. If you need, make sure there's no kinks in the pipe, because it will restrict the flow into the new valve. These isolators are pretty simple. You just need a screwdriver and you just do a quarter turn. When the slot is in line with the pipe vertically, it means it's open, and when it crosses the pipe, it slips off. So that's all you need. Once you've got it on, all you need to do is turn the water back on like I've just shown you and watch it fill up inside. Again, checking for leaks anywhere. Just keep checking the pipe work, make sure there's no spraying out. Best to get a torch in there if you can, if you can't quite see it on the camera here. I have one of these cob type torches, so it has two basic functions on it, so it can spread the light or it can direct the light towards anywhere. You can see it's filling up quite nicely inside. What will happen, it'll reach the level it's supposed to be at, and then the little reservoir that you see on the right hand side where the grey float is will fill up, and it will shut the water off. It's getting there slowly. It's quite a big cistern this, so it takes a while, but it is fairly quiet as well. It's one of the what they call a silent fill. It's not quite silent, but you know what I mean. You see it's getting to the top of that reservoir now. What you'll see now is the float pop up like that, doesn't move much, but it does shut it off. And you see it's just slightly under the watermark on the cistern. So the next thing you need to do is flush it. Make sure it's flushing okay. You can see the water running into the pan there. The toilet seat needs replacing on this, but they've not asked me to do that. And there you go. Again, checking for leaks underneath, making sure everything is nice and sealed. Looks pretty good to me. And there you have it. That's how you fit the valve. Good job. Thanks for watching.